Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Arc Ellipse Large Pendant. This is the 188250. It's a whole family of these arc pendants, so check them out. There's a 5-light pendant, there's a 3-light pendant, there's sconces, there's a large and a small singular ones that we're doing now. So great family, you should see them all. So let's get into the size of the fixture itself, and this is the 188250 fixture. The bottom of the glass to the top of that housing where the socket is going to be 10 inches tall, 12.9 inches, I'm going to call it 13 inches. That's going to be a side-to-side measurement, and it's going to be 5 to 5 inches wide. That's going to be that metal part above the glass. Then when we get into overall height, now we're talking about the distance from bottom of glass to the actual ceiling itself, and you're going to have a range to play with. So this starts off pretty short, 12.5 inches. You'll see this also in our semi-flush area on our website. Qualifies to be a semi-flush when it's that short, but this can go all the way to 57.5 inches long from the ceiling to the bottom of the fixture, which is that glass. So this can work for a variety of ranges. If you need this to be longer than that 57.5, drop me a quick email and say you're looking at the 188250 and tell me the number that you need it to be from the ceiling down. It could be 89, could be 102. I'm going to take your email, I'm going to send it through Hubbardton Forge's customs department where it's going to come back with an answer. We can most likely take care of you. Adds a little time and money, but it's just something we do every day. So I talk about a few times that if I was going to do a bunch of these over a kitchen island, I would probably have the bottom of the glass on these anywhere from 33 to 36 inches above the island. But if I was going to put one of these over a kitchen sink, I would probably want that higher. I don't want that piece of glass right in front of me. Usually there are windows over sinks, you know, and you want to be able to look out the window at birds and things. So I want this to be higher. I want this to be a semi-flush. So I'll take advantage of the fact that I can use fewer pipes to get it, you know, much higher above me and closer to the ceiling. It's a great way you can do it. How Hubbardton does that all, it uses a system of these interconnecting pipes. So you'll notice you have 3 of the 12-inch, you've got 1 of the 6-inch, and you've got 1 of the 3-inch. And you use those in just different combinations to get your length. How you're going to put it together, you're going to put 2 white fluffy towels down on your counter or on a table. You're going to put the part that has the socket at one end, you're going to put the little pieces in a big straight line. So you're going to have a pipe, you're going to have what's called a connector, and these pipes have threading on both ends, okay, on the inside. The connectors have threading too, right there and there, you can just barely see it. And you're going to lay all these parts out. So you're going to put them out, you're going to put them out, and then at the very end of it you're going to have this, which is the canopy that goes on your ceiling. This will be at the end. You're just going to take the wires and you're going to feed them through all the little parts. When you're done, you're going to do what I'm doing now. So you're just going to screw them together. It's very simple. And you know, the thing is, it's so clean at the end of this, you can barely even see that there's a seam there. It's just a nice clean look. And what it's going to end at is that canopy. It's going to be using a 5.3-inch square canopy that uses a universal mounting kit right here. This is what's going to go over your, got lots of parts here, J-box. This is what you guys have in your ceiling, a 4-inch J-box. So you'll notice there's lots of different holes on this because it can accommodate a variety of these J-boxes, and it works all together in conjunction with this. If you have a slope ceiling and you guys need this to be slope ceiling adaptable, we have you covered there too, because this has a knuckle built at the top where these meet the canopy, allowing it to bend in one direction. So it's going to be able to come straight down like that. Covers you for up to 45 degrees if you have a slope. So you're all set to go there. Glass on this is going to be, so this is 4 inches wide. Oh, I'm sorry. Canopy, 4 inches wide by 8. Okay, so, well, you know what? Let's just measure it since we're right here. So we've got the width on it is actually 4.5, so it's 4.5 going this way. And then this way it is 9 inches, and coming up it is 8 inches. So that's what you got there. And I can easily get my hand in this to put in the bulb and to put the retaining ring on. So let's talk about that for a second. So you have a socket that's a medium base porcelain socket, okay, and the retaining ring on this is going to be this guy. You can just see it right there. Has little ridges in it. So this goes over this piece just like that, and that's going to hang like that, and it's going to keep your glass on. You're going to be just pushing it up like this until your glass is nice and snug inside there. And you're going to do that at the very end of the story. Once you have the fixture up is when you put the glass on, not when you're putting it together on that towel. Remember that. As far as socket goes, you can go up to 100 watts in this socket for incandescent. If you want to go more than that for LED, it's not about the amount of wattage, it's about amount of light, really. So what they recommend is an A19. So an A19 light bulb, this is an incandescent A19, the same one we all grew up with. However, this is a big piece of glass. You can get a lot into this. So this is an A19 LED, and this is an A19 LED. And if I was probably going to be buying LEDs for this, I would probably go for this one because it's going to perfectly match our opal glass, which we'll get into a little bit, that white glass. It's an opaque piece of glass, so you're not going to be able to see through it anyway. If you want to go super, super bright, a couple things. So I can generally find LEDs in A19s up to 150 watt equivalent. I've been out there looking in Home Depot and Walmart and places like that, so I found those. This is an A20, so see the difference on that? So an A20 can get into this fixture. The one thing about it is the bulb is going to get closer to the bottom, so you might see a little bit of it, but it's the same color and it looks just like the same thing, so it's going to match. No one would ever know. You would never know. And you can get this up to like a 250 watt equivalent if you really have to go there, and the amount of watts and heat coming out of it is almost nothing compared to an incandescent bulb. So play around with these. I know this one is Sylvania. I probably picked this up at my local hardware store or lumber yard, but I can get these anywhere. So take advantage of the whole thing when you get into these LEDs. The color of light coming out of LEDs, I talk about it all the time. 2700 Kelvin is going to be that super yellow light. I don't know if I'm going to go there in this situation. The other side of that, same deal. I'm probably not going to be going with what's called daylight. Daylight is that blue-white light, which you see in a hospital waiting room. Not really into it. Some people are. That's going to be 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 on that Kelvin scale, always printed on the box. If you want to go with a nice, neutral, warm light that mimics the incandescent light we all grew up with, remember that? That's going to be called warm white, and that is 3,000 Kelvin. The light coming down on me is 3,000 Kelvin. This is a great, nice, warm light. And you're going to be using this thing in all kinds of different situations because of the flexibility in its height. So if you're using this in a bathroom, I would still stick with this. If I'm using in a kitchen, I would still stay with 3,000 Kelvin. It's really up to you what you guys do, but this is a good way to go. And these nice opaque bulbs are a nice way to go too. It's also a dimmable fixture, so when you're out there looking, just make sure that you zero in, and if you want it to be dimmable, make sure it does say dimmable on the box. So I want to touch on Hubbardton Forge's glass for just a second. Hubbardton Forge's opal glass is not just another piece of white glass. This is actually hand-blown glass. All of their glass is hand-blown. And to begin with, it's actually a clear piece of glass to start with. And they come in, they blow a second layer on the inside of white glass. Then they come back and they do a third step where they sandblast the entire outside. So you'll notice when you get these in your hands, they actually have layers of glass on them on the end. You can see them on these two pieces. And it gives it this really soft, semi-transparent, kind of milky quality. It's a soft glowing piece. Really, really pretty. You know, they're really obsessed about details at Hubbardton Forge, and a lot of people don't. I don't think they appreciate it out in the world, but you appreciate it because that's why you guys are here watching this video. There you go. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you're on our website, HandmadeInVermont.com, do me a favor, look over on the left-hand side of the screen. You're going to see a lot of red tabs over there. One is going to be the Finishes Help Guide. When you're done with this video, go over there and open that up for me, and you're going to see a video at the top of that page of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a color chart just below the video, so scroll down a little bit, you'll see that chart. You'll notice there are pictures that have the letter A on them, pictures that have the letter B on them, and I'm going to be talking about that range you can see in variance on there in that video. So it's really important to watch the video, use that chart. When you're done with all that, come back down to that chart. You can click on any of those pictures and see a lot more samples of Hubbardton Forge fixtures in that finish. If you want to see a bunch of stuff in dark smoke, click on dark smoke. If you want to see a bunch of stuff in vintage platinum, do the same, and so on and so on and so on. That's a great way for you to see a lot of Hubbardton Forge stuff in different finishes and really take advantage of that, okay? So our showroom in Vermont has over 350 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's On display page on our website. It's going to be back in the red tabs over there. A lot of good things in that section. Check out. So when you open that up, you'll see it's all divided up into different sections like dining pendants and outdoor lighting. We're always adding to that. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. They don't even have a showroom like this. Nobody does. And they use this as their showroom when you guys come to Vermont to visit us. So lots and lots to see here. You can see all the different glass, all the different finishes, all the different fabrics, all of those things. In addition to that, we have a clearance center. So the clearance center stuff are returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. That's an amazing deal for you. If you guys want to take advantage of that, you have to come here to Vermont to see us. And when you do me a favor, measure all the kind of things about your project and what you guys are doing. So the most important thing is measure your ceiling heights to begin with. Measure distances between junction boxes and like windows and ceilings and those kind of things. So if you're looking at sconces on the wall, you can see if they're going to fit for you. If you're doing pendants over a kitchen island, measure the distances between those junction boxes. Widths of tables, kitchen tables, dining tables, lengths of tables, islands, all that good stuff. And also do a couple more things. If you guys have some tablets or iPads lying around, take pictures of all these things. Take pictures of the kitchen, take pictures of the projects you're doing. Bring that in so we can kind of go through those pictures together and we'll be able to see what you guys are up to, okay? And also the boxes and clearance stuff, are basically packed for shipping. Don't forget, these were supposedly shipped out. So the boxes tend to be on the bigger side, so bring a decent size SUV if you want to take stuff home. It's a really good opportunity for you. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. We're the only dealer that offers 90-day returns and no restocking fees. That's 3 months after you receive something to send it back, and there's no restocking fee on that. Some larger items and custom things, and it's usually going to be big things on pallets, are going to be non-returnable. It'll always tell you on the page for an item if that is the case, so always keep an eye out for that. And we also offer a rush program. So to get all these different metal finishes, Hubbardton Forge doesn't stock. They generally take about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. We can cut that time in half, and it's really, really inexpensive. If you want to know more about that, just drop me a quick email and I can clue you in on details, okay? So our showroom in Vermont is open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to drop a quick email, you can do that all the time. And that's going to be at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont. Or you can call me during business hours, 802-446-2400. So thank you for stopping in today, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.